Today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the 4 commandments of tennis. Um, and these commandments is what they're consistent and they're constant, and every tennis player, if you want to get better, should do. So the first commandment we're going to talk about is where you should be standing in relation to where you think you're going to hit the ball. Here, come over here. So as you can see here, here's the line, the back line, backcourt line. There are players who stand right here on the line. They're waiting for the ball. Wherever you stand, the first commandment is you must move forward to hit the ball. So if I'm standing here, where do you think I'm expecting the ball to go? That means I'm expecting to hit the ball in front of me. So if I'm standing here while playing, that means I'm expecting to hop forward and hit that ball there and then move and then hop back. If you don't expect to move forward into that shot, then you need to be back here so that way you can move forward to hit the ball on the line that you recover. So that's the first commandment. First commandment is wherever you are standing, in your mind you have to know you intended to hit the ball about an arm's length in front of you. The second commandment is making sure, and a lot of beginners make mistakes on this, making sure that your opposite hitting hand is controlling the ball. Now, that means whenever I'm in my waiting position, I'm right-handed, so my left hand is going to be controlling the ball. So when I turn, my left hand controls the racket. I'm sorry, not controlling the ball, I meant controlling the racket. So the opposite hand has to control the racket. So whenever I'm turning, my left hand is controlling the racket. When I turn right, my left hand is controlling the racket. The only thing your hitting hand does, it never moves backwards, it only moves forward. For every pro tennis player, this is the case. Never will you see a pro tennis player do this with their arm. You never pull your arm back like that because you're going to get a rotator cuff problem. And beginners do that because they're not really putting a lot of power in it, and they wonder why they're not getting a lot of power out of it. It's because they're ripping their arm back to move forward. What you're supposed to do is put those two rules together. The first rule, stepping forward, so I'm controlling it with my opposite hand. I'm stepping forward, can turn, and now I can drive. If I'm going with a one-handed, I can drive with my right hand forward. If I'm going with a forehand, what I can do is I can drive with my right hand forward. Once it finishes across, my left hand grabs the ball again. So that's two of the major rules that we want to focus on. The third one is making sure, I don't know if you can hear me from back there, but the third one is making sure that you're low. So whenever you're waiting for the ball, if you're waiting for the ball like this, just sitting up like this, it means you want to be nimble in the beginning, but you really got to get low early in order to be able to control that ball and to put the power into the shot. So whenever you see a player doing like this, they're actually doing like this. They're trying to stay low, they're going to move, and then they're going to get low. Some players start off low. In the end, you have to be low. So we're talking about 3 now. We have first, we're going wherever we're standing, we intend to hit the ball in front. Number 2, we want to control it with our opposite hitting hand. And number 3, we want to stay extra low. Control it with my left hand. I'm going to hit it in front. I'm going to split, and I'm going to stay low here. And the final thing, the final commandment that every tennis player must do is that you must always split before a shot from the other side and after your shot. So there's 2 splits. One before the shot from the other person, and then the other split is after the shot that you make. So you will see constant splitting in tennis. You may not see it if you don't look close enough, but you will definitely hear it. You'll hear a lot of footwork. What that is splitting and turning, splitting and turning, splitting and turning. It's constant. And the only way to allow those things to work is all 4 of these elements has to exist in one action. In essence, when you see them getting ready, there's splitting and turning. Splitting and turning. And my left hand is controlling the racket both sides. If you maintain these 4 commandments of tennis, your game is going to get better There's a lot of other things that you have to pay attention to. Obviously, tennis is a very dynamic sport. But if you maintain these 4 commandments of tennis, your game is going to get better in less than a month. I guarantee it. Your shots are going to get stronger. Your vision is going to get better. Your speed is going to become more intense. All right, so I'll talk to you guys next time.